could also still go to support. We just talked about it. We'll see if Trymbi's got that up his sleeve.
That's
we
a
saw
ban.
Saying as well played.
Yeah, that's a ban right there you get for having Malrang on your team. It's like, good job, you have Malrang, there you go. You get the Jarvan ban here on 5.
The courtesy ban does come through there. I really, like, the more I look at this draft from TES, the more I actually like the Trundle a lot, because Odoamne has looked so good on these tanks, and I'd be looking at this being like, oh, he should just lock on as soon as they can and flex the Maokai, but it becomes a little bit more difficult with that subjugate available.
I thought they would ban Varus there instead of the Tristana. But just respecting JKL having a match of bot lane for all-in pressure. We'll see what JKL opts into here. I think picking AD makes the most sense just so you can see where the Maokai is going. There's the Varus that we expected. So just covering tracks again here, Rogue, making sure that bot lane is not as volatile in the early stages.
Because you know JKL is really ready to use those Tristana buffs, jump right in, look for that all-in kill immediately. All right, what's the support pairing going to be here for the Kalista? Trymbi, what you got for us?
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. As Malrang, this is actually how he first managed to debut in the LCK all those years ago. Was playing absolutely amazing Lee Sin.
Lee Sin into Trundle too feels like you always have so many options for playmaking. Like you can really, really style on him. If you're able to play to these lanes very aggressively.
Is it going to be the Kalista Soraka or the Rogue special and then have the Maokai on the top side? Maybe Trymbi thinking about a little bit more engaged. The problem is with Nautilus, you run into Varus Tahm Kench. It could be a little bit of a tough one. So Rakan to cover that off to make sure the Tahm Kench is going to be picked up. I think Leona Nautilus here from Top Esports would make sense.
Yeah, definitely agree. Get some aggressive kill pressure there onto the Victor for these team fights.
The thing that I really love about the Rakan pick is that I would have liked a Tahm Kench as this last pick spot, but Rakan does kind of block that off a little bit.
Does indeed.
Oh, they're deciding between kill pressure or the poke pressure there with the Karma, flirting with lane dominance. You're constantly throwing out the mantra Qs as well as the arrows, and they end up going for the Leona for the kill instead. Now, the Rakan here, you got to think that he's going to pick up the Tenacity runes, or otherwise it's so hard of a matchup into Leona. You need that Tenacity to get the breakpoint to be able to get right back out. Otherwise, Leona locks you up and burst the Rakan, turn it into such a squishy support, makes it so risky.
Yeah, it's these melee engaged supports that do really well into the Rakan, so bot lane will be a little bit more contested here. Rogue using the Rakan as more of a team fighter than a lane dominator. The Victor, Rakan, Maokai, a lot of team fight here. I think it's been a while since we've seen Malrang and Trymbi on these two champions, mostly been towards Enchanter metas, Malrang on early game junglers. Now we've got a lot more playmaking coming out of the Rogue jungle support. We'll see what they can get done.
Yeah, and it does put Odoamne to take his way down here. Able to get in just quickly enough, but now, yeah, exactly right. There is the safeguard forward from Malrang, does tag him with that red buff. Grand Entrance gets the flash out of Tien, but here's the rest of Top Esports. Knight on the first rotation over as well as Malrang going to be able to pick up the crab. Now Knight in Fog of War for a moment, standing in that brush as he does shift some sands over. Only level 4, so not going to be shuffling or anything like that, as this is a lot of people in this battle. 4v4, Comp getting taken down first, though that's first blood for JKL. Knight's going to flash his way out. And Rogue, can they get a kill back in this exchange? It looks like the answer's no.
And it's Mark with the flash E here for the Leona, catches Comp.
Spotted on the ward, Mark misses the Zenith Blade, they collapse on top of him, get his flash, it looks good initially, but Knight has the mid push, so he comes down first, and Comp is the focus. Ever since he left this bot lane, Mark's kept his eye on him, and he's been chasing him the entire way.
Exactly, they burn flash here with the first E from Mark, and he's waiting for his cooldown. When his E comes back up, he goes again for another play onto Comp, and he saw the problem there. Trymbi was isolated up towards blue buff, so Rogue had to run from the 3v4. Mark gets it here into the mid lane, and JKL credit for the kill.
Tried to trade back there, and Trymbi gets a knock-up, and maybe if Malrang's Q connected, Knight would have died, but the flash came through. Tian back on this bot.
Yeah, well, twisted advance, difficult to avoid there as he throws out the ultimate as well. Odoamne trying to lock him down for long enough. His Wayward is very dead. Malrang,
the highest damage, might be in trouble.
Grand Entrance for the double. JKL gonna get taken down as you say it, Kadril. And now Mark is well and truly dead. Get Malrang an assist. Come on, he's done it again. As Comp is going to be
instead.
Yeah, Wayward gonna get the hop, but doesn't get the double jump. Comp gonna come on over as he wants to be able to pull in Trymbi. Does have the Fate's Call available, and yeah, this Gnar, I don't think he's going to quite be mega enough, as he does go up to 50%, but he throws the house at the minions, gets the Gnar back. He does the best that he can, but he was dead a while ago.
Yeah, and he holds his flash, and he buys as much time as he could for JKL on bot side to try and get some turb.
Doing great work here towards the bottom lane. Okay, there's the trophy that goes down. Of course, Odoamne is pretty tanky. There's the Bramble Smash as well. Trymbi coming on in. Not a lot of damage to offer, but does have the CC as JKL rotates down. Speaking of damage, he is pretty dangerous. Doesn't have the ult at the moment. Rogue get away.
And the problem is you have to answer Rift Herald pushes here. Trying to get the second push off. Eyeball is popped there for Wayward for top esports in the minimap though. So it's going to be the one tower.
Just wandering forward here, gets the knockup.
Set, and they're going for the dragon already.
Oh dear, it's looking a bit like the orange buff at this point in the game. Malrang's just going to punish Wayward, picks up his second of the game as Knight holds onto the flash, a very small shifting.
Comp might be in trouble. Mark's actually looking for Trymbi though.
Mark and Trymbi have just been hanging out together so far this game, but this time he's going to turn it into violence. Immediately, Trymbi does go into his stopwatch, though. It's not going to be enough Conquering Sands to secure that one. And no! Picks the flash. Knight's Azir will lock down a double.
The roam from Knight.
Be difficult. Let's have a look at the play one more time.
Yeah, it's Trymbi getting caught and then Mark committing onto him. Knight dashes over the wall to make sure the kill happens. And Comp, where does he go? The tower's about to die, so he has to run towards this tier 2. Finds Mark and Knight, tries to flash over the push, but it pushes him even still back into the team in the waiting arms of JKL, but it's Knight who gets the kill. Double kill for the Azir with the Leandro a bit, but they might find Knight, no flash.
Oh dear, there's the quickness. All of the knockups come forward. Not going to be the best Emperor's Divide, but that shifting sands was fantastic.
I'm surprised he got the ult up. I thought he was chain seed.
Odoamne, yeah, he doesn't really need that teleport, as it turns out, as Rogue are going to move back. There's the twisted advance. Odoamne getting a lot of CC, but where is the follow-up? Oh no, the tree's going to fall down. JKL gets that one. Wayward is going to gnaw the air, but still, it's a bit of a celebration here as they...
Maokai.
We'll have a look at this one again because Rogue a little bit split. They want to try to stop top esports from getting into this choke, but Odo's a little bit too far. Larson pokes with the laser, but it's the pillar where I thought Odoamne would just flash over the wall and say, you know what, I'm a bit caught here, I'll flash out. But then he goes back in, sidesteps the Narstan and says, let's go guys, let's take this fight. It looks good, gets a knock-up, gets the ult across, but how does Rogue really join him? There's a pillar in their way, they're slowed. Malrang, if he jumps over, will get Nard into the wall, so the carry's not really finding the right angle.
Yeah, there was almost no DPS at all.
Situation with the fact that it is hard for her to get all of those autos happening. Secret Agent Trymbi here towards the top side is hoping that Mark just leaves him alone, but there is the blind Zenith Blade, and they spot him out. How are we going to get out of this one is the question. He says thank you to Knight, and he will just taxi his way out. Get some quickness going. There's a twisted advance as well, double knockup. Trymbi turning it on his head. He will go down, but is the trade going to be worth it? Absolutely! The double knockup with the kick. Mark going to try and walk it out, but Knight is dead, and that's so important for Rogue here in this fight. Comp's gonna turn up, and it turns out they didn't need him.
Wayward with the Mega decides not to look for the turn. JKL was in River a little bit split, but a huge fight for Rogue.
Special Agent Trymbi, who's catching who here? What a genius! He gets the kill onto the Azir. Knight, though, does have teleport.
Wayward's like, no, it turns out I don't want to be in there. As JKL, the gravity field's fantastic. Oh, the cleanse, brilliant here to keep him alive, but the health bars are getting low. Comp does have the rend available. That's the only secure they have. He does manage to do it here. As Wayward not going to get knocked off, but the positioning's fantastic. Rogue! Oh my God! Standard on its head, the shutdown and the triple for Comp.
Rogue pull it off. They turn the top fight. They start the
Starts right here.
So Trymbi caught by 3 members of top esports. He calls for the TP and charms all 3 of them. Knight pushes him back to stop the knockup. And when Odoamne arrives, it's a 3 versus 3. Malrang's behind them. 4 versus 3. And then let's watch Malrang here. Just 4 jumps forwards. Brutal onto Knight. Kick flashes him. Knight has nowhere to go. Wayward wants to look for the turn, but can't really find the angle. Doesn't have the vision in that bush to decide to jump in. And then Rogue turn for a burn.
Yeah, the single most important kill they could get. They take down the Azir. They burn it down here. JKL doing so much damage. Starting to get worried for Rogue. You know, with all this poke damage, him and Odo getting so low in there, but the smite early as well for health on the Baron.
Yeah, otherwise Malrang would have died, and JKL tries to steal it with his Q, doesn't go for Malrang, tries for the Baron, but Comp has the red. Let's watch Mark here on the right, just says, you know what, Flashy, I'll try to kill the enemy jungler. JKL gets caught because he has no summoners, and then the 3 kills come through, shutdown onto Comp on screen there. We can see bot tower is gone. Top esports are pressuring the mid tier 2 though, so they've picked that one up. Rogue very happy with that play.
Yeah, they are. They're ecstatic with that. TES did not even get the kill on the Malrang because the Gore Drinker is just enough health.
At the time, so there was a window for an engage, but Trymbi going in with Odoamne not behind him means he has to go out, but like JKL no flash.
Oh dear, yep, he's not getting out of this one. That is impossible. The Rend will pick it up and Comp collects Another kill this.
Mininar speed, but Rogue haven't left. Top Esports think they're sweeping out Vision here.
Yeah, there's the grand entrance. Quickness going to come through as well. Mark just flashes into the waiting arms of Comp. The Chaos Storm going to be there as well. Odoamne makes sure that kill comes through. And that is a pick for Rogue. We'll see what they can get for it.
That right there, those two plays are a reward of Rogue's vision.
One from Rogue has to base here because they could look to just try to get some Nexus towers.
Oh god, are they base racing? Is this Baron Benexus? That is not a trade that you want if you're Rogue, but TES, they are going to back away.
TP.
Not trusting the ability to do it fast enough, and like you say, Larson is going to turn up. He's got a lot.
Trymbi's on the way.
Oh no, the hop now on cooldown for Wayward. Does have a large Naba, but there are two members of Rogue chasing him down. The alcove, I don't think it's going to be enough to save you unless he does something pretty phenomenal here. Great grand entrance to knock him up. And now Wayward once again running the wrong direction. The Wallop is going to connect. There's a nod to say, please leave me alone for goodness sake.
The second time.
The same tower.
Esports can be able to defend it. If they can't, Rogue will turn to the Dragon.
Yeah, really nice rotation of pressure. They get him caught in the gravity field,
Yeah,
though.
gravity field's absolutely fantastic, but he is still Trundle, so he stays alive for a really long time. They don't care about it, though. They're just going to keep CCing him, and they will be able to take down Tien. And once again, Rogue get another pick.
First pick of the fight. A lot of ultimates used, though. Malrang's going in.
I love it. Malrang just in, over and over again. That grand entrance, phenomenal into the back line, and he gets out safely.
He's going in.
No one really dead just yet, apart from Tien from earlier, and Mark is going to survive. Trymbi, what is this? He's surviving forever, and now Comp is frontlining. That cleanse just amazing, as he's dominating, takes down the Gnar yet again, and his screen's being grey for so much of this last portion of the game.
They're gonna get the Azir tower down. I'm not so sure how much longer they can stay here. So many ults last year. Now he's on the world stage, taking down the top esports, the second seed from the LPL. Let's watch this again because Tien slowly falls.
Yeah, they mill right through this Trundle. Look at that. And then Malrang goes back in, kicks him here, says, you're not going anywhere, Tien. They finish off the kill, and here comes the siege.
Let's watch Comp and Trymbi here because it's just beautiful, isn't it? Malrang initially goes in onto Mark, calling for a dive, but no kick, no ults on the Rogue side, just the Rakan and Kalista. So he charms up, drops tower aggro, then flash knocks up the carries to peel, gets Kalista ulted in before he can fall too low, then goes back in to knock up Mark, and then back out onto Comp, and then they manage to kite the Gnar.
W away from the arrow. Jakulev trying to snipe him as well. Trymbi lives the tail, and Wayward then on the front line. Odo just dodges the ultimate there, going in with the W on Mouse. They done.
And Kobe, over your career, you've taught me a lot about faith. But Trymbi's faith in Comp in that play was just unbelievable, pulling him out with like single-digit health.
We just watched the trust fall live on camera here at the inhibitor turret, and Rogue succeeded.
Well, now they're going to see whether they can continue the siege, because that the inhibitor turret in the mid lane still does remain standing, and this is a Kalista comp. Not a lot of siege availability for this one, so they're going to have to play their side lanes well and possibly wait for another Baron in a minute's time.
I think the play here for Rogue, by the looks of it, is just hold top esports in their base as long as possible. Look for mid or top tower if they miss position on lanes, and I think they're going to turn and burn the Baron when it spawns. Flash is coming up here for top esports though, so the turn will be a little bit difficult with Odoamne lacking his and Trymbi lacking his. The hard engage, not so hard anymore. We'll see if top esports can hold on. It looks like they should be fine wave clearing, just with this TP coming in from Larson, picking up the Rabadons.
That ward just expired as well in that Tribush on the top side of the map. So TES, things very, very dark outside their base, like you were talking about.
Knock, knock.
Who's that?
The LEC champions, and they're looking to come straight through the front door.
Well, they're just going to break it down. All right, that's one way you can do it. Enforced sieging with the help of some brambles. Comp going to have to deal with his worst enemy, which is a Trundle pillar. But still, absolutely fine. They'll take the turret, not going to be able to get the inhibitor, but still can slink back into this fog of war, and checking through all of these choke points against this Rakan is very, very difficult.
Exactly. Great vision toggle by the observers right now. This is what Rogue have done over and over versus TS. Completely turn out the lights, deny all vision, and then lie and wait. Odo and Trymbi, the special agents.
Yeah, here comes the turret.
Out. Yeah, in goes Trymbi. That is the quickness getting one onto Mark. Oh my God! It's an absolute god. They'll tidy up the fight. Rogue now looking to close this one out. The inhibitor going to be taken. Knight is still alive. I might have been speaking too soon, but this is 5 versus 3.
European fans rally behind Rogue. They've taken down the LCK. They might just take down the LPL.
Some analysts might say an 3-0 in their first week of groups. Unless we would find something, not going to be able to. Knight, he is going to be put into the fountain as the Nexus will fall.